Online shopping, something we've been doing quite a bit lately. In today's video, I'm going to share with you kind of an oddity that I picked up in a recent auction. So sit back, relax, let's take a look. Recently, I was shopping on Shop Goodwill and I came across this odd Odyssey 2 lot of games. And at first I was just kind of looking, oh, it looks like, somebody typed a label on a couple of the games. The games in question were in the bottom right-hand corner of the online picture. So I bid on it. I figured, why not? Worst case scenario, I had some great games that a couple of friends of mine were looking for. So I definitely was looking at this auction for that. But those games right there with the arrows pointing to them, I wanted to know what those were, and I couldn't tell from the online blurry images. I anxiously awaited the package in the mail for over a week, and here it is. And I'm just wondering, what are those carts? It really was, curiosity was getting the best of me. And so here it is, really nice packaging. And there's several things in here that a couple buddies of mine wanted. And so here's the voice. This is kind of a cool add-on that adds digitized speech to certain Odyssey 2 games. And it's a novelty now, but very cool. A buddy of mine wanted that. And here's some other parts of the packaging. Here are some of the games. I'm not seeing it yet. I was a little worried. I was like, okay, hope it's in here. So going through the games. Here's the actual console. Pretty nice shape. This one has the wired controllers. There's several different models. What I did notice on the back is it's renewed, and so that's kind of a refurbished version of Odyssey 2 consoles. I do believe these were sold in like standard cardboard boxes with like a sticker on the front. Here's some of the games that came with this lot, 24 games to be exact. Said the Spellbinder, that's another voice game. What are the Odyssey 2 games that you remember playing? Have you ever played an Odyssey 2, either in emulation or otherwise? It really was a wonderful console that gets overlooked by other more successful consoles of the time, and television, Atari. But there was, I would say, at least a dozen games, Turtles being one of them, one of the better games for the console. I love the Odyssey 2. It was actually my very first complete collection when I started retro collecting. And so I really enjoy this classic console, and it just has so many positive memories. It has fast, action-oriented games. Casey Munchkin. That's the white variation too, by the way. That's kind of an uncommon version of it. Has a different colored ghost in it. And so very cool. I didn't have that. So there's a couple variations in here that I didn't have so far. Just wanted to show some of the games. Games came packaged in 2 Ziploc bags, but it was well packaged. Another voice game there. But yeah, the Odyssey 2 had very simple graphics, but there was, I would say, at least a dozen games that I would recommend anybody to go back and play. There is some wonderful homebrew aftermarket games as well. Another classic there. So yes, the artwork on these games, as well as the boxes, is pretty awesome and definitely fits with the time. Well, here's one of them. Awesome, Killer Bees, and it's got a date on it. And as you can see there, this definitely is a pre-production or prototype. And then the other one says show sample. I want to know what show. What's that? That's cool. Nimble Numbers Net. I've never seen the cart on the left. On the right, having it in my hand, I have seen this label before, so I can verify it is legit. Talking to some other folks, this definitely is legit. Prototype, and so very awesome. I don't know if there's any differences. I'm gonna fire them up and play them on hardware and see if there's any differences. So very cool. The Killer Bees date was a release date before it came out. It came out, I do believe, in April of '83. And so here's the commercial release of Killer Bees. And so one of the better exclusive games for the Odyssey 2. It's a really unique premise. So here's Killer Bees with the voice attached. And so I'm going to show it as best as I can. It was hard to capture footage and have the voice. I thought I'd just show, here's the actual prototype being played. Very cool game and unique to the Odyssey 2. You have to take out these blue and red, I do believe, B-bots, where the blue B-bots are going counterclockwise and the red one's going clockwise. And so, really cool. So you have, it's kind of like a cross between gameplay-wise. It reminds me a little bit, has a little bit of Yar's Revenge kind of gameplay. You're a swarm of bees, and you know, it's got really fast gameplay. I like this. This is probably one of my top games I recommend on the Odyssey 2. It's definitely unique, and it's a voice game. And I recommend people, if you have the ability to check out the voice, it's a pretty cool add-on for the Odyssey 2. I know that these oddball game consoles are getting old and harder to find, especially pre-production carts like this. So I thought I'd share this. Pretty unique. I love showing the oddball stuff. Having a pretty good game here. 26 stages, by the way. So if you played this one, definitely want your memories of Odyssey 2, memories that you've had of this console. But yeah, it's a cool console, and this is definitely one of the better games. No differences that I notice it. Here is Nimble Numbers Ned. This is the commercial release, and here is the show sample. Again, if you've seen this cart before and know exactly what show it is, I'd love to hear that. And so it's an educational game that's focused around math. This game is Jumping the Score Stones. And you know, the computer kind of makes fun of you as you play it. It's kind of funny.
Watch out! Amazing.
Next is Name the Shapes. And so is as exhilarating as it sounds, for many kids out there, they wanted to play the action, action-oriented video games of the console, but the parents saw the educational aspect, and I'm sure this was marketed towards parents who wanted to help their kids with math and education, and definitely that the keyboard addition to the Odyssey 2 was a big seller for some families. And here's the math aspect of the cart. Okay, so this is an Atari Max Flash USB programmer, and why I'm showing it on this video is this is a separate product that I bought, and the purpose that I bought this for was to dump my prototypes. And so it's really important that if you do have a prototype out there, back it up, and that's what I'm doing with this. I'm backing up these carts. I do not know if there's any differences, but I'm going to back it up and further play through it to see if there's any differences from the final ROM. These adapters sold with the Atari Max USB, where you can dump several different cartridge formats: 2600, 7800, 5200, ColecoVision, and Television, even Arcadia 2001, Vectrex. It's really cool that these adapters with this 8-bit cart are offered because of things such as this. I want to dump this and help save it to make sure that it's preserved. So if there's any friendly advice I can give to anyone collecting their prototypes, please back them up. Those things aren't going to last forever, and you may have something very unique, and it's really important to back it up so it's not lost forever. So what did you think of today's video? A little bit different. I love collecting these oddball consoles, and this was a pretty unique find. So I'm going to further pursue some information about what this is and share with you if I find out anything. Thank you so much for watching my channel. If you're new, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button and click the bell, as I'm uploading videos every week. You folks are wonderful and beautiful. This is the immortal John Hancock, and you take care.